Live from Television Park in high definition. Coverage you can count on. This is WJBF News Channel 6 at noon.
And hi there, I'm Chris Kane. Thanks for joining us on this Friday afternoon. Mary is off today.
And I'm meteorologist Ed Bloodsworth. Another very warm, muggy day. You stepped outside yet?
It's steamy.
It is. That's a perfect word. Yeah, and we're already seeing those showers and thunderstorms. We'll take another look at the radar and what you can expect for the weekend coming up.
All right, Ed, thanks. Now at noon, a 2-year-old Ryan Egerton died yesterday after being hit by a car on Garvin Drive in Wagner, South Carolina. Ryan was airlifted to Richland Memorial in Columbia after the accident, where he later died. The driver of the vehicle was the child's father. Authorities say circumstances related to this tragic accident are under investigation. However, no foul play or suspicious circumstances are suspected. Police in Waynesboro are still investigating an alleged scuffle within its own department. According to an incident report filed at the Burke County Sheriff's Office, a police officer claims he was pushed and yelled at by another officer last week. The deputy chief then asked the officer who was attacked to take the rest of the day off. Waynesboro's new police chief says he isn't sure about the accuracy of that police report, but he says the incident is being investigated. Since it's a personnel issue, the chief says he can't comment on specifics. In the Aiken County of Public Safety needs your help locating the person you see right here. The suspect is wanted for simple larceny for taking several maps from the Aiken City building. These maps were removed from the corridor study. Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. Callers may remain anonymous and could be eligible to receive a cash reward of up to $1,000. We're still waiting on autopsy results for 2 victims in what police are calling a murder-suicide. One of the victims has been identified as a Fort Gordon soldier. Captain Angela Lee died early Sunday morning at a home on the 3500 block of Crawfordville Drive. That is near Bel Air Road. Investigators believe she was killed by her husband, Timothy Lee, after they got into an argument. Captain Lee was a U.S. Army Reserve signal officer who worked in satellite communications.
Well, thankfully, most of the rain held off for yesterday's July 4th festivities, but we're still dealing with some flooding issues here. Ongoing flood warning for the Ogeechee River near Midville that has prompted this warning for Burke, Jenkins, Emmanuel, and Screven counties at this time. We still have a flash flood watch from Emmanuel County all the way up to north towards Wilkes County at this time. Still anticipating some heavy rainfall with any thunderstorms that form. And speaking of that, we do have some activity here. You can see the rain now sliding off from the south to the north, now starting to encroach in on the Augusta metro area. Right now we do have some pretty hefty rain over Aiken, stretching into eastern or portions of Burke County as well. And again, expect the overall activity to increase as we're rolling through the afternoon. Lots of warmth right now, 85 degrees in Augusta, and when you factor in the dew points, it feels much warmer than that. So again, more showers and thunderstorms, but actually those rain chances come down in the next couple of days. Chris, we're going to talk more about that in a few minutes.
All right, Ed, thanks. Still no official word on what killed a local soldier stationed in Afghanistan this week. Army Specialist Hilda Clayton of Augusta was killed in Afghanistan Tuesday in what is being called a non-combat related incident. Clayton was serving out of Fort Meade in Maryland. News Channel 6 will continue to follow this story and update you on the latest developments when we get them. Some 3,000 civilian workers at Fort Gordon will soon see a little less in their paychecks. They will have their first furlough day next Monday. The Department of Defense says higher than expected wartime costs left the DoD $30 million short on funds. The 1-day-a-week furloughs are expected to start July 8th. While Fort Gordon's civilian workers brace for furloughs, the country did add nearly 200,000 jobs in June. That number did boost the stock market in early trading on Friday morning. On the flip side, the unemployment rate stayed at 7.6% because more people started looking for work. Company officials say work at a new Starbucks coffee manufacturing plant in South Augusta remains on schedule for an early 2014 completion date. Construction of the $172 million facility began in July 2012. More than 140 workers will be employed at the site in Augusta Corporate Park. A Starbucks spokesman said hiring is underway. He said workers for many positions, including maintenance, mechanics, automation specialists, and operators, are still needed. Across America, the mother of Trayvon Martin took the stand at the George Zimmerman trial this morning. The prosecution played the 911 tape recorded on the night Sabrina Fulton's son was shot and killed.
You certainly had to hope that was your son screaming even before you heard it, correct?
I didn't hope for anything. I just simply listened to the tape.
Mm-hmm. And in your mind, as his mother, there was no doubt whatsoever that it was him screaming, correct?
Absolutely.
Neighborhood Watch volunteer George Zimmerman is facing second-degree murder charges in the shooting death of 17-year-old Trayvon Martin in February of 2012. Zimmerman says he shot the teenager in self-defense. An accident at a 4th of July celebration in Southern California injured more than 24 people after a batch of fireworks prematurely detonated into the crowd. ABC News' Karen Travers has the details.
It was a festive celebration for 4th of July, but just 2 minutes into the show, chaos. Fireworks exploding horizontally, low to the ground, not into the air.
There were things going into the crowd, they were shooting up in the air, smoke started billowing everywhere, panic started to settle in.
The blast sent terrified people frantically running for cover as debris flew by.
A block of wood about this big came shooting down and it hit the side of my leg.
We had bits and pieces of fireworks coming at us. A big round cylinder block hit the person sitting next to me.
Authorities said they believe the wood platform holding the live explosives fell over, sending the fireworks into the crowd. Spectators were sitting just a couple hundred feet away from the launch site.
What I remember is when I saw them lights go off and then things shooting, within seconds, the fireworks were right in our face. That's really what it was.
Emergency medical crews quickly set up a triage at the scene. 28 people were injured, some with pieces of fireworks stuck in their bodies like shrapnel. 4 people remain in serious condition, but officials said their injuries were not life-threatening. Law enforcement officials have launched an investigation, but there's one big challenge.
We've got to figure out the safe way now to get in there, disarm what is potentially dangerous without getting in the way of the things we need to look at.
One witness said it felt like a chain reaction when the unexpected explosions began. Officials say despite the panic and chaos, the large crowd left in an orderly fashion. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And coming up after the break, it's your live Viper 6 forecast with Ed. Plus, the town of Prescott, Arizona remembers the 19 firefighters who died as heroes.
Good afternoon, I'm Archit Seshadri. Coming up tonight at 5 on News Channel 6. If you're in the market to buy a new home, well, good news, realtors say it is a great time to buy. Realtors say Columbia County is one area that's booming, and it is one of the fastest growing counties in the nation. Agents say people are buying homes now, but before school starts, because interest rates are quite low. Now, there are some things that you should look for if you're house hunting: location, price, and of course the home's condition. And also some useful websites that could help narrow down your search. Let's take a look. Zillow.com, homefinder.com, and neighborhoodscout.com. Now, coming up tonight on News Channel 6 at 5, we're going to talk to some realtors and have that story for you coming up on News Channel 6 coverage you can count on.